The arena was alive with anticipation as two elite middleweights stood under the bright lights, ready to define their legacies. Madison Square Garden buzzed with tension, every seat filled, every eye locked on the ring. This was more than a title defense. This was a test of power, pride, and survival. Gennady Golovkin stood calm and unreadable, the reigning and defending WBA middleweight champion of the world. Known across the boxing universe as Triple G, he carried himself with the quiet confidence of a man who had broken almost everyone placed in front of him. His smile was cold, his focus absolute, his pressure legendary. Across from him stood Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man, a fighter whose journey back from cancer had already made him a winner in life. But tonight, he wasn't here for inspiration. He was here to take the crown. The referee brought them together, explained the rules, and ordered them to protect themselves at all times. Gloves touched, the bell rang, and instantly, the tension exploded into motion. Golovkin advanced with purpose, cutting the ring with his feet, snapping out a stiff jab that set the tone early. Jacobs circled immediately, light on his toes, using his height and reach to create angles. He doubled the jab, slid to the side, and refused to stand still. The opening moments were cautious, tactical, almost respectful. Jacobs wanted to test the monster before committing. Golovkin wanted to read the movement before unleashing punishment. As the first round progressed, Golovkin's pressure became impossible to ignore. Even when he wasn't throwing punches, he was controlling space. Jacobs landed quick shots but nothing damaging. Golovkin absorbed everything calmly, inching forward, cutting off exits, forcing Jacobs to work constantly. It was already clear that this fight would be fought at Golovkin's pace, unless Jacobs could maintain perfection. The second and third rounds revealed Jacobs' strategy more clearly. He began switching stances, going southpaw at times, trying to confuse Golovkin's timing. He fired quick counters, mixed in body shots, and used sharp lateral movement to avoid extended exchanges. For moments it worked. Golovkin respected Jacobs' power and stayed disciplined, choosing precision over recklessness. But Golovkin's jab started landing with authority. Each time it snapped Jacobs' head back, the crowd reacted. The champion was reading him now. Every angle, every switch, every rhythm change was being processed. Golovkin wasn't chasing, he was hunting. Then came the moment that shifted everything. Jacobs switched to southpaw once more, and in that split second, Golovkin fired a brutal right hand straight down the middle. The punch landed clean. Madison Square Garden erupted as the underdog hit the canvas. It wasn't devastating, but it was undeniable. The knockdown counted, and suddenly the fight had a new tone. Jacobs rose quickly, showing composure and heart. Golovkin pressed forward immediately, sensing opportunity. He landed combinations, mixed hooks with straight shots, and forced Jacobs onto the defensive. The pressure was suffocating, but Jacobs survived. He clinched, moved, fired back when he could, and refused to collapse. Many fighters would break after tasting Golovkin's power like that. Daniel Jacobs didn't. Instead, he came back smarter, more focused. He returned to his movement, pumped the jab, and went to the body. He refused to give Golovkin a stationary target and continued switching stances to disrupt rhythm. He took shots, but he gave them back. Slowly, incredibly, he began pushing Golovkin into competitive rounds. He stopped headhunting and began attacking the body more, digging shots into Jacobs' ribs and midsection. His jab remained sharp, his pressure constant. But Jacobs was still there, still firing, still fighting. As the fight moved into the middle rounds, fatigue began creeping in. Jacobs' movement slowed just enough for Golovkin to capitalize. The champion stepped up his offense, landing cleaner jabs and heavy right hands. Yet even under that pressure, Jacobs refused to fold. He landed uppercuts, fired combinations, and at moments even forced Golovkin backward, something almost no one had ever done. The crowd was fully invested now. This was no longer about whether Golovkin would win, it was about how far Jacobs could push him. The championship rounds demanded everything both men had left. Golovkin controlled the center, pressing forward, landing heavy shots, and forcing Jacobs to fight more than he wanted to. Jacobs stood his ground more often now, trading punches, digging deep into his reserves of heart and will. They exchanged jabs. Right hands landed clean. Sweat flew. Pain was ignored. Golovkin's experience showed, but Jacobs' resilience was undeniable. Each round felt like a battle within a war. The final round arrived, with both fighters exhausted and determined. Golovkin pressed for a statement finish. Jacobs fought like a man chasing destiny. They traded in the center of the ring, punches flying from both sides, neither willing to back down. It was raw. It was violent. It was beautiful. The bell rang. As the fighters stood awaiting the decision, the respect between them was clear. Jacobs dropped to one knee, not out of defeat, but out of reflection. He had gone 12 hard rounds with the most feared middleweight in the world. He had survived. He had competed. He had proven something. Gennady Triple G Golovkin retained his title. Golovkin remained the champion, but Daniel Jacobs walked away a different kind of winner. He had done what few ever could. He tested the monster, survived the fire, and earned the respect of the boxing world. This was not a story of destruction. This was a story of heart, discipline, and championship grit. And on that night, boxing fans witnessed one of the greatest middleweight battles of the modern era.